That's why we call it fractal work. Fractal work is a fractal is a pattern that repeats at different scales.
Subdivides down forever.
Fantastic. All we've done is we've said our business is the same as the way a city works, a bigger pattern, and it's the same way as the plumber works, a smaller pattern.
Yeah.
And we've just done a bit in the middle.
So we've talked about the farm. There's one other example I want us to talk about, which is those nice people who make websites for lawyers, etc. So they had developers and they had salespeople, and then they had sort of admin, accounts, HR maybe even. It's only a small company, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Talk us through what happened, because I think that went really well, didn't it? Or well up to a point?
I think you know more about this than... Because I think you made the introduction.
I don't remember.
Yes.
I did introduce
Mike.
you. Well, yeah, so Mike, we won't do his second name, but Mike was running this company, and he said there's war between the departments.
Yeah, intern is saying war, that's right.
We're not really making any money, much money, same old problem.
Yeah.
And when he described, he wanted me to come in and do a communications course to teach them all how to talk to each other. And I thought, no, that's just putting a patch on the system. The system's the problem. And I immediately thought of you guys, and I thought this would be a chance to roll out your idea to a web company, which would be an interesting new experiment as well. And I do believe it's right for them. So I said to him, come and talk to you, which he did. And you had some great conversations with him. And I think
he ran with it. I mean, he was very much the guy who, if I remember rightly, basically took the ideas and implemented them as far as he could. And we didn't need to put a lot of input into Mike.
Did he go down into little groups of about 2 or 3 people? So there was like one developer, one salesperson, or whatever. Or did he go right down to individuals?
Groups, I think so.
Yeah, because I think developers really can't talk to a customer, and they're so technically. But you could have a group of 2 or 3, and then they would work together on that.
Well, the benefit of going down to 2 or 3 was that it pretty quickly highlighted where his problems were and isolated them.
Yeah, it got rid of all the communication problems, and it also identified who was not any good.
Yeah,
because they've been hiding in the group. If you've got a bunch of developers, one of them's no good, it will get covered up.
They know in their functional team.
Yeah,
they were covered up.
Yeah,
the poor was marmalated with the good.
That's right. But once you put it into there's only one developer and one salesperson, it's going to share.
Fantastic.
The salesperson's going to be really upset.
So we're not delivering.
Yeah,
and they needed somebody to inspect code and things like that.
So he probably lost a few people from that, but they were the ones he wanted to get rid of.
Well, and in his old model, they weren't highlighted.
No,
that was his problem, and they were a managerial and HR nightmare. Because not only were they not very good at their job, they were often the most difficult people to manage.
I'm trying to remember what the last communication we had with him was.
Yes, I can't remember either.
I've got a feeling it was working really well. I remember us thinking, if only everyone was like Mike.
Because he grabbed...
Because he really did.
Unlike most people we interact with,
Yeah.
Mike was the sort of person that just grabbed it and ran with it. He said, right, I've got that idea, I've got that concept, I'm going to run with it.
There's this moment where we're talking to him.
Won't.
No.
There's a moment when we're talking to him where he's looking into space and you could just see, I could do that.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's a whole bunch of problems clearly that he'd solved in his head if he did it. Yeah. And that was it, he was off doing it. And I remember communicating.
I hope he's to say, I don't.
We need to check.
Yeah,
we do.
Yeah.
But that's another interesting case study, though. But I'm still interested because there's not that many. The bureaucratic model of work is
I really want to roll this model out to a load of people. If you're out there watching this,
but the pushback,
you really want to roll this out to your company, and we can do it in a small nibbly way.
Yeah,
because we can just get rid of the stores, or we can do a couple of case studies and show that it works.
Yeah,
but we really want to prove this model in more. I mean, but you've already done, farm, web agency,
advertising,
manufacturing, advertising.
In pool.
Somewhere else you've done it as well. I seem to remember. Can't remember what's the
printing company.
Printing company.
So and in the end, it doesn't really matter what you do.
No, most of our recipes in our system apply to any business.
Yeah.
All the bespoke stuff, every business will have those usually nailed. Like you'll have your training stuff nailed, but your VAT return, that's something that everybody's got to do.
Yeah.
So if you flow down accounting, you've got to raise all your VAT data.
Yeah.
And that's relatively easy to do.